Welcome to the National Today, which takes a closer look at what's happening around some of the day's most notable stories. Sign up here under subscribe to the National's newsletter, and it will be delivered directly to your inbox Monday to Friday. After almost a year in power, Donald Trump finally has a major accomplishment to point to. The U.S. Senate approved the biggest tax code overhaul in 3 decades shortly before 1 a.m. this morning, by a vote of 51 to 48. It will slash corporate tax rates from 35 to 21%, reduce all sorts of deductions, and lower income taxes for 80% of Americans, but with the lion's share of the savings going to the wealthy. Today, the bill goes back to the House for another rubber stamp of approval. Representatives had already passed it, but the Senate made some minor revisions, so they must vote again. To say that the process has been rushed is an understatement. The bill was crafted behind closed doors and legislators were given little time to read, let alone study. It's almost 500 pages. Some sections were so last minute that they were handwritten into initial copies. And above all, no one is entirely certain of how much it will cost. The working estimate, under congressional scoring, is that it will add around $1.5 trillion US to America's already $20 trillion debt over the next decade. But the Committee for a Responsible Federal Budget, a conservative lobby group, puts the cost at $2.2 trillion plus interest, and it forecasts that America's debt will rise to between 98 and 100% of GDP by 2027. And even if many Americans stand to save some money, they don't seem all that enthused. Only 33% of respondents to a recent CNN poll supported the bill, with 55% against it. Another survey by Politico shows 42% in favor versus 39% opposed. The White House is hoping to hold a celebratory event this afternoon, but it's unclear if the legislation will be ready for the president's signature by then. And Trump will soon be jetting off to his Mar-a-Lago estate in Florida for the Christmas holidays. Of course, this will spark another round of debate about how much the well-tanned president's love of sun and golf is actually costing taxpayers. This rolling counter of his vacations claims $91 million. One figure that has been thrown around a lot, $3.6 million a day, has been called into question. Newsweek estimated that his trip to Florida over U.S. Thanksgiving cost $1 million. That seems low, given that Air Force One costs $206,337 an hour to operate, putting the cost of a round-trip flight from Washington to Palm Beach alone at more than $800,000. Then there's the golf cart rental bill for Trump's Secret Service protection, which is almost $150,000 since his inauguration. It may take years to figure out. The true cost of Obama's vacations only became public late last month, in response to a series of Freedom of Information requests. $114 million over 8 years. A major Canadian grocery chain and related baker have admitted that they fixed bread prices for almost 14 years and they won't be punished. The mea culpa from Loblaw Companies Limited,